Since the Industrial Revolution, coal has been the dominant source of energy in the United States. Generations of workers took pride in providing power to America. Though coal's best days are long over, reliance on fossil fuels is still the primary contributor to global warming and the climate crisis. And coal-rich states like Wyoming are faced with a reckoning: how to pivot to a clean, renewable future, while many hold on to the last vestiges of its past.
There's at least a dozen coal mines that I know of in Gillette. It's safe to say, if you live in Gillette, you're going to run into a coal miner every day. Okay. Right in front of me, see the two silos? That's where I worked.
Lynn Huskinson was a coal miner for 39 years.
What coal means to this town is that it's their livelihood. It pays their mortgage, provides a nice life.
But as demand for coal has declined, so have the jobs. And Lynn has been unemployed for 2 years.
People expected that paycheck and didn't get that paycheck. It was a bad situation.
Do you miss this here?
Oh, I miss it. I miss running equipment. I miss building a road. I miss loading a truck. But you can't make people buy coal.
If there's ever a time when the last coal train leaves the station, I think that'll happen in Wyoming. Coal is declining. It's unavoidable by cheaper forms of energy production that are available now. It's already started with natural gas. It'll continue with renewables. We need to accept that and start planning for a transition.
Across the state, in a region ironically named Carbon County, that transition started in the 1980s.
There used to be several different coal mines in this area that have since closed. It's nice to see that we can reuse the land. You know, the wind kind of funnels through here, and that's why it's such a good place for wind energy.
Lane Anderson is the director of wind operations for a large electric power company. His career has mirrored Wyoming's shift from fossil fuels.
When I was going to school in the early 80s there, that was the thing to do, was be a petroleum engineer. We had roughly 150 kids or more in my class alone. Around 2008, wind started picking up. And that's when I decided, you know, let me try this for a little bit. There's over 1,000 turbines under my direction, over 22,240 megawatts. The large transmission line that we just built is a 500 kV transmission line to pump all this new wind energy out of Wyoming. Goes into Utah, Idaho, over to Washington, Oregon. Wyoming is around 14th or 15th in the nation on the energy it produces from the wind. But we do have the resources to become a top producer, I think.
As fossil fuels ramp down, the potential for renewable energy is awesome. It's immense. The real question is one of choice.
While the economy is shifting and clean energy is getting much more prominent, there are benefits and there are challenges.
There's some resistance to wind energy and green energy, if you will. A lot of the people that worked in the extraction business, they look at it as a competitor. How you doing, Daryl?
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
How are you?
Good.
The Republican mayor of Rawlins, Wyoming, is a champion for renewable energy.
10 years ago is when things were the toughest. That's when we lost our coal miners. The oil field had slowed down a little bit. We had a lot of empty stores. It was kind of a blighted area.
The small city will soon be the home of the largest wind farm in America.
My personal belief is it provides money, it provides jobs, taxes. When I look at a wind farm, all I think about is cha-ching. And then I look at the towns that they're by and just think of what people have that they wouldn't have had. A lot of infrastructure, police cars, those kind of things. Some things are not quantifiable. Whether we're better off or not better off because of wind energy, that is quantifiable.
A clean energy economy, it equals jobs, thousands and thousands of jobs. It's taking advantage of our natural resources, building the infrastructure around those natural resources.
As a nation, we have watched other countries, the countries that have invested in the technologies that will help them to get to their goal of net zero carbon emissions, have been creating jobs hand over fist in those industries, good paying jobs. So we just have to be fearless, I think, about investing in our nation. It is a once in a century opportunity to say, we're gonna invest in the future.
And the future is windmills, it is solar, it's electric mobility, it's battery factories.
The auto industry has begun to embrace the shift to electric vehicles, with companies like GM pledging to make only electric vehicles by 2035.
Picture a scenario where you come home from work, you tell your vehicle to be charged by 8 o'clock in the morning using power that is abundant and cheap from wind turbines, and we see a path to get there. It really is about bringing everybody along with us.
I know we're going to win. I know we're going to end up with a fossil fuel-free world economy run on solar and wind.
The transition in the end has to be built on what the future has to look like. And that future has to include everybody, no worker or community left behind. And I think that's a much better framing than picking yesterday's energy and thinking that it's going to be tomorrow's future. We have to create tomorrow's future, and it has to be based on our values and our science, and that's what this is all about.